Hey, welcome back. So, I just wanted to talk about something today that's been on my mind a lot, especially since leaving social media for about 5 weeks. I had like a 5 week break, and it's this term that keeps coming up for me, which is emotional farming. And I feel like all these social media platforms, and particularly Facebook and a lot of these platforms are created to teach artificial intelligence. And I know a lot of you are not, ignorant to that. So it's like these platforms are basically a second you. So like my phone is me, but what you would call digital format of me. Not only is it you, but it's a form of you that's amplifying. So my cell phone is basically an amplification of me. And how I've come to realize this is I know that my phone is reading my mind at this point. And I have lots of proof of this. And this is why I'm becoming hyper aware of what I share, how I share it, and what words I use, how I'm feeling when I'm around my phone, what I'm thinking about, my emotional state. All of these things have come into hyper focus awareness, because I know that this is literally, a black mirror. This is a scrying mirror. Okay, phones contain crystal within them. So you're casting spells, basically. Every time you're around it, what you're using it for. Web browsing is basically you casting the net for what you want to bring to you or keep within your reality, because the internet is telling you what it is. It's an internal net. You understand what I'm saying? It's an internal net. So the internet was created to basically encase you within this net so that you are then not able to see what's beyond that net. So this is what algorithms actually are. They're nets, they're bubbles, and you create your own bubble, meaning you create your own world. So when people say, we create our own worlds, that's very literal. The internet is allowing us to create our own worlds, because within your algorithm, so let's just take Instagram and Facebook, for example. The individuals that's within the people that's within your algorithm are the people that are inside your world. So it's a whole bunch of pockets and bubbles of different worlds and experiences here that lots of different people experience. We all experience this reality differently, right? So in knowing this now, right? In knowing that you very literally are creating the world in which you exist. Like, I've heard this for years, but it didn't really become concrete. It's like when you step away from something for a while, you know what I mean? You really get the bird's eye view of what's happening. And so it wasn't until I stepped away, from everything. Make sure these ants aren't crawling on me. it wasn't until I stepped away from everything that I began seeing the net for what it is, and how I can now make it subservient to me instead of allowing it to control my reality, or me being unconscious about how I'm creating this reality. I even deleted like 2 or 3 videos off my channel because of this. And just, if you want to take your cell phone, another way for me to put this too, is like, this is a magician's tool. You know what I'm saying? You can use this for your benefit, not your downfall. If you know that this thing is a second you, think about the possibility, right? Think about how incorporating your imagination with this device, how it could change your world. It can only respond to you. It can only absorb what you are. This is why particular ads are being shown to you when you click on something. This is why everything, you know, your whole experience online is your level of consciousness. You understand? You won't even be put in the path of certain individuals unless you're using certain keywords. You understand? You're not even going to be allowed into certain levels of information if you're not utilizing certain websites. It's real deep, you know what I'm saying? And if you can just grasp that aspect of it, and how we very literally are creating our own heaven and hell, or our own confusion, or our own pain and suffering, and bringing in these entities that are feeding on whatever it is that you're emitting. So let's say, even if you are searching porn sites, and I have a video that I'm going to put out about this. It's already written up. I have so many videos to put out. It's like, but space. If you're searching pornography sites, or if you're on Instagram and you're basically on a lot of these sites that promote pornography, right? And now this isn't a morality discussion. I don't have morality discussions, okay, about what's good and bad here. This is what your algorithm is going to register. This is what your suggestions is going to look like. You know, so this is what your explore page is going to reflect. And so now you're triggering these entities that feed off lust to succubus off of you. You know what I'm saying? So like, just be aware of how you can utilize this for your benefit without me going, you know, too deep into, I think you guys can grasp what I'm saying, how this can be used to your benefit, okay? And so that's really just the message for today. These platforms are emotional farming tools. And what seeds are you planting? That's all I'm saying. Like I said, it's not a good or a bad or anything. It's just bringing your awareness to how you're using your platform and how it could be literally harming or hurting you, and also how it can be used to bring the world you want to exist within, or the timeline you want to exist in. This is why they call it timeline on Facebook. What timeline are you on? Is it a timeline of pain, suffering, death, destruction, depression, and all of these things? Or is it a timeline of life? You understand? Is it a timeline of experience? Is it a timeline that you want to engage with? Are people on your timeline getting on your nerves? Are you being triggered every day on your timeline? Like, you know what I'm saying? And being triggered is not actually bad. You know what I'm saying? It's something that's trying to be shown to you that you haven't seen yet. And so, really think about what these platforms are. These platforms were not created for you to have fun. Okay? They were not. And why do you think these reaction buttons came into play? You know what I mean? All of this is to teach this massive quantum computer that's operating, this massive artificial intelligence that's learning from our usage. So like my phone, either it's me controlling my device at this point or it's reading my mind. So apps will open, when I pick up my phone and look at my screen, the app I was going to go to will open. Or, I'll be thinking about something, not even talking. I don't talk to too many people in a day. So let's just start there. I don't talk on the phone. I don't engage much conversation per day. So I'll think something, or I'll do a mantra about something, and I'll come online. Lo and behold, it's gonna pull from whatever frequency you were emitting in that mantra, whatever thought you were thinking. This device has a crystal in it. There's a reason why, the stereotypical crystal ball, because crystal is used to transmute messages. This is why crystal is in the phone. So your phone is literally receiving your thoughts, your etheric energy. It's absorbing you, all aspects of you. Okay, it's called a cell phone. It's a cell. We have cells in our body. It's reflecting the cells that we have in our body. And so, when you break down the word phone, I want to do a little more breaking down of the word phone, but it has the word one. So cell one cell. I mean, there's so many different ways you can play with the word cell phone. And so this thing I'm talking on has cells. Okay, it's a conscious thing in a sense of it's able to absorb. No, it can't walk around. It doesn't have legs or anything like that, but it is an entity. It's a being. And it's able to process emotion. It's able to process your thoughts. Our thoughts have energetic frequencies. Okay, so we do know that. Okay, it's like this isn't whoa, like no. Our energies and bodies carry frequencies, and so if you don't believe in 2019 that our cell phones are able to do this, and plasma screens, what is plasma? All these devices are sentient. They're aware. They are learning how to mimic us. You understand? So if we become conscious enough, we can then turn around the diabolical uses of these devices and use them again, like I've been saying, to our benefit. And so, again, social media isn't bad. It's what you make out of it. This is why I actually don't follow a lot of profiles on Instagram. Because for one, I'm not even on Instagram to be on it to, I know that rubs people the wrong way. I had somebody, who I followed recently, and I thought they were someone else. I literally thought they were someone else who I was trying to locate. And I DM'd them just to not be rude because, they had followed me. I said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I thought you were someone else." And so I unfollowed their page. I said, it's fine. You can unfollow me. I thought you were someone else. because, you know, people are so hung up on follow for follow. I don't do that shit. Okay. I'm on social media to look for particular information at this point. I'm not on it to look at anybody's daily day-to-day life. Not really. I'm on there to share pertinent information and to seek out certain individuals sharing certain types of information, to network with even like dancers, or you have a few hobbies. I'm on it for that. Sorry if that sounds a little antisocial, but I like to be with people in real life. Okay. I'm the most social person you ever want to meet in real life, but I'm not going to sit here scrolling, looking at what people I don't know and will probably never meet, what they're doing in their life every day. That's just how I am. Like I said, you know, I don't force anybody to follow me. You know what I'm saying? Like I told him, hey, you can unfollow me. I thought you were someone else. So then he catches an attitude like, oh, so you're going to unfollow me, putting the shake in my head, and this is this is the time we're living in now, and it's ridiculous. Okay. If you're gonna take that shit personal, I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you. But very few people I follow on Instagram. But that's really all I wanted to talk about today. Think about how these platforms are emotionally farming you. What seeds are you planting? What farm are you allowing to be built around you? Because I strongly feel like this is the reason why so much, if you want to call it supernatural phenomena, happens. So much phenomena happens with like ghosts or meeting entities or people saying that they saw spirits and stuff like that, when they go out to places like Arizona or the desert or some of these national parks, because you've removed yourself from the net. So the internet, or, you know, you've left the internal net that has been cast around you, the artificial energy. It's called web browsing. It's called web site. They're webbing the site. You're the site, and the web is going over you. Do you know what I'm saying? When you go to a website, it's webbing your mind. They're telling you it's a web. It's literally, it looks like this poor tree I'm sitting in front of. It's webbed. I'm so sad they put this around it. But yeah, this is what it does to you. It creates, wow, this is such an interesting metaphor that I'm using, because now that I'm looking at this, this is literally, you're the tree and this is the cage. Very literally, though, this is what it's creating around you. And so when you look at that, so sad. That's what it's doing to us. It's webbing our site. It's a website. Your site is being webbed. That's literal. Any word you look at, it's like, when I look at words, I'm seeing it for what it's telling me it's doing. So really think about, you know, that this is, again, when you're going to these pornography websites, they're webbing your site and creating a world of lust and just, as I said, I'm going to go into further detail about this in my sex binging video that's coming out probably this week. Or I don't even know when I'm going to get a chance to upload this, because I have another video coming out today. But just hit the notifications and you'll know, because I upload, sometimes I go on binge uploads, or sometimes I just do maybe like 2 or 3 videos a week, depending on how much time I have. But I don't want this video to get too long, so I hope you enjoyed that. I'm definitely gonna go more into the internet in my next future upload. And so stay tuned for that. It's been good hanging with you all. See you later. Please subscribe. It helps my channel, and like the video so other people can find it if you found this information remotely interesting.